guys, so today obviously I have new hair. If you guys want to see the video where I talk about it, I will link it down below. I'm in the same outfit as that video, so no judgment. I wanted to do a review of the Real Techniques brushes. So here I have a ton of different brushes from them. I absolutely love Real Techniques because they are sold at Ulta and at other drugstores, and they're pretty easy to get your hands on. And they are fairly cheap. That is speaking from someone from the US because they are cheaper here than they are in like England or anywhere abroad that they have to import them. Just a disclaimer, I am not at all associated with Real Techniques. As much as I love their brushes, I have never been sent them, unfortunately, and I have bought all of these on my own, and I do have favorites and least favorites from the line. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys all about that. I think some of them came in kits, so I'm going to talk to you guys about which kits I would get again if I could go back. And I do have some of the new ones which are from like Old Metals collection, so I will talk about those too. So let's just get started. And one last thing, if you guys want other brush line reviews, like whether it be Sigma, whether it be MAC, let me know in the comments down below and I will definitely film one of those in the future. So I'm going to start with some of the kit brushes because those were the ones that I got first. They're the ones that are the most affordable, and if you go to Ulta, they're normally on buy one get one half off, so they are the easiest to splurge on. And the first one that I'm going to talk about is the face kit. It comes with, I believe, 3 brushes. I haven't looked this up again since I bought it. I probably should, but I haven't. But I have a pretty good memory, I think. So this one comes with the buffing brush, the contour brush, and this one is the pointed foundation brush. The pointed foundation brush, I have basically no purpose for this. I do sometimes use this to apply highlighter, like a liquid illuminator, to my cheekbones, but this is honestly way too small to use as an actual foundation brush. I don't know anyone that would have the time to use something that's literally like, I think it's the size of my eyeball, that would take 20 minutes to put my foundation on. Unless if you like really want to get detailed around your nose or something, but I just don't have time for this. I don't think anyone does, so this is like the weakest point of this little kit. I do actually really love the other 2 brushes from the kit. The buffing brush is absolutely amazing. This gives you a really airbrush finish. It's a little bit lighter coverage because it is less densely packed. This is really great, and this kit retails for like $17, I think. The contour brush I have a love-hate relationship with. Now this is a really great contour brush if you like this kind of dome shape, and it's really small and somewhat tapered, so it does get into your cheekbones. It can get around the sides of your nose. I've used this a ton, but contour brushes are really difficult to find the perfect fit. So this is definitely one that I like. I don't know if it is the best contour brush ever. Because the only one that I absolutely love from this little kit is the buffing brush, I would actually say that if you don't want a crazy amount of brushes, you can just get the singular Expert face brush. The Expert face brush and the buffing brush are very similar in the kind of use that you get out of them. They're both obviously for some sort of foundation. You can use them for liquid or powder. The Expert face brush is a little bit shorter and it's a little bit wider, and then it goes narrow on one of the sides. So the Expert face brush gives you a little bit more of a full coverage effect. It's a little less airbrushy, but it does still give you a really amazing like application. And both of these have no streaks whatsoever. As long as you're kind of like blending in your makeup in a circular motion, you will have a great application with both of these. Expert face brush and buffing brush, really great brushes to have in your repertoire, and they're absolutely amazing for any kind of liquid foundation. These are my favorite go-to foundation brushes. I pick these over anything else. So these are the eye brushes from the line, and I have 5 of them. There might be a couple more now. The first one is the Deluxe Crease brush. The second one is the Base Shadow brush. The third one is the Pixel Point eyeliner brush. Then the fourth one is the accent brush, and the fifth one is the brow brush. I have to say that the most disappointing brushes from the Real Techniques line are the eyeshadow brushes. I just feel like they're too dense or too loose. I mean, they're just like the way that the hairs work when applying eyeshadows is just not great. That being said, my favorite from these 5 is actually the Base Shadow brush because I like putting shadows all over the lid with this guy. He's a little bit fluffy, he's a little bit dense. It's like the right the right kind of application for me. I really like this, and that being said though, like I love this brush, but is it worth it to buy a whole kit for $17 to get one brush that is okay? I mean, I could clearly just get like a regular shadow brush and it would do the same thing. So this is my favorite, but as for the other ones, I'll tell you guys a little bit what I use them for. The crease brush, I actually had wanted this one the most out of all of them, and this has been the most disappointing. I mean, you can use it to blend out any kind of concealer on blemishes underneath your eye. I actually hate it for those purposes though. I just feel like it doesn't do the right thing for me. And what I do use it for is to apply a cream eyeshadow. That being said, it does like, I'm not a big cream eyeshadow person, so I'm just not the right person for it. But that is what I use it for. It does give a lighter application with cream eyeshadows, so if you guys want a cream eyeshadow brush, you can try this one. Not thrilled with it though. The eyeliner brush, I have never used this. Yeah, I've never used it, not once. I think maybe I tried applying lipstick with it once, I don't know. That it's like way too flimsy to actually apply eyeliner with if you're applying gel eyeliner. I mean, maybe you could. If you guys use it for that, let me know in the comments, but I'm never gonna use it. The accent brush I actually really love. I use this to smudge out my lower eyeliner because it gives you that really smoky and sultry look. I actually really like that one. And the last one is the brow brush. This is way too big to use for your eyebrows. I mean, it's like, it literally is bigger than my eyebrow. You could potentially use this for eyeliner, but it's too thick for eyeliner. This one is just way too big in all aspects. Again, sometimes I use this to smoke out my eyeliner. I do like it for that, but it is kind of big again, so it's a little bit bulky for most uses. That's my biggest complaint about that. Now that that is done and said, I have actually picked up the powder brush, and this is the original powder brush. Everyone talks about it because it's so huge. And I actually do like this brush. However, they have come out with a new powder brush in the new line. I have it. I will show you guys that one. But this one is really great. However, it does shed hairs, which none of the other brushes in the Real Techniques line has ever lost any kind of bristle or hair. It doesn't really lose any hairs on your face while you're using it, but it does have that issue. Like I can see some now that I could just pull out and I don't want to do it, but I could. I use this guy basically just to apply translucent powder or any kind of like neutral all over powder. I wouldn't recommend this if you're trying to go just underneath the eye or if you just want to get like one little area, because this guy takes up so much area on your face, literally. But it is so soft. I love this because it's so soft. I have owned the blush brush, but then I gave it to my mom and then my sister stole it, I believe. I really do love the blush brush, and I think that the blush brush, which is the pink one with like a really fluffy big top, is really great, and you can use that as a powder brush. I think I'd rather use that as a powder brush than a blush brush. Yeah. So now I'm on to the most exciting part, and that is talking about the bold metal brushes, which just came out about a month ago. For the face brushes in the Bold Metals collection line, they are about $23 and up. I think the face brush was like $26. I might be exaggerating there, but these are absolutely gorgeous brushes. I think these are the prettiest makeup brushes that I have ever laid my eyes on, and so far I am very happy with the money that I have spent on them. The blush brush I definitely wanted to pick up because Sam and Nicole, I believe, Sam or Nick, had talked about this on their channel and said that it was like the best brush or their favorite from the line. And I do really like the brush because it's so pretty. It has a little like pink ombre effect in the bristles, and it's number 300 in case if you're wondering. Now, as far as actually applying your blush with this brush, I have mixed feelings about it because it is a fairly small brush size, and it is kind of pointed at the top. It's like tapered, if you guys can see that, and it makes it like you get blush in a very small area. So you do have to kind of work this in circular motions. That being said, I have really liked it. And all of these brushes are supposed to be weighted or something so that way you get the right effect. They're a little bit heavier for that reason, but I haven't noticed it making a huge difference on my makeup application, but it is a detail. You guys can look more into that. Love the softness of this brush though. The contour brush, I am really excited about this. Still kind of figuring out whether or not it's amazing. because this is styled very similarly to like that NARS brush, I don't know the name, the Ida or something. And yeah, it basically is just like a straight brush that you can get your contour in really straight and really precise. And I do actually really like it. And the reason why I like it is because it's fairly dense, so you get a fairly large application, which for me, my cheekbones are there, and so I like to kind of set back a slightly wider area. And then if you turn it the other way, you can just kind of blend it out a little bit. It could have been a little more narrow though. So again, it's like not a perfect brush, but it's pretty dang good. And the last one that I got, like I said, I haven't used this, but I have really high hopes for this because this looks like the perfect powder brush ever. Unfortunately, it does not have the pretty rose gold colored brush handle. It has a gold. I'm nitpicky like that. And it kind of has like a semi-tinted bristly thing, but these hairs are so soft. And if you guys have a lot of makeup brushes and you guys know that powder brushes for some reason have the driest, most abrasive, uncomfortable bristles ever. The other powder brush that I already talked about, love that one, really soft, but again, like I said, it's too big. So this one has softer bristle hairs and it's a little bit smaller, it's a little bit more narrow, so I feel like it's really great for like just patting on product, or if you want to swipe it around really lightly, you can, and I feel like it won't move your foundation too much. Oh, this brush just feels so soft. This looks so weird on camera. I really like this guy. In theory, like I said, that's the only one that I haven't used besides the eyeliner brush. So those have been all of my Real Techniques brushes and an honest review on them all. I hope that you guys found that somewhat informative and helpful. And like I said, if you guys want to see a review on other brushes, then definitely let me know down in the comments down below. I absolutely love the Real Techniques line, but I will say go ahead and skip the eyeshadow brushes because I just feel like nobody's got time for semi-perfect eyeshadow brushes. The Bold Metals collection, while it is expensive, it is really great, and the brushes are pretty amazing for being synthetic and being sold at the drugstore. I think that they're absolutely amazing, and I love them just as much as any of my other high-end brushes, even though I've been only using them for like a month. And the face brushes have to be my favorite face brushes in the world. I never like skip a day using them. And I'm just gonna pick out my favorite ones right now for you guys to buy. If you guys can only buy 4 of these brushes, I have just picked 4 at, not at random, I picked 4 that I like the most. So the first one is this little contouring brush, because even if you're not just using him for contouring, you can use him to set highlighter, any kind of setting powder, or any kind of contouring powder. This is absolutely amazing for. I am going to pull the powder brush that I haven't used yet because I feel like this is just so much better than the big one, and I think that you do need a powder brush in your collection. And while I haven't used him yet, powder brushes are pretty simple, so as long as they're soft and as long as they're not too huge, then you can't go wrong with them. And you can also use that as a blush brush if you really want. This contouring brush from the Bold Metals line, number 301, really love this guy. He is one of the only contour brushes that you can find in this shape at the drugstore, if not the only one. So that's why this guy's in here, because he is so unique, and the other ones that you can find are gonna be like $40. And the last brush is my holy grail, the Expert Face Brush. I will never, ever leave this guy because we are best friends. I would marry him. So that is it. I hope that you guys found this informative, and let me know your thoughts on these brushes down below if you have used any of them, and give other people some extra opinions to go on. I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and follow me on all of my social media, which is linked below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!